What's happening right now? What's spreading about you? What people are saying behind your back? It has gotten so far out of hand that I genuinely had to sit down and think about whether I should even say this out loud. But I am. Because you need to know. The rumors about you are spreading like wildfire. And I mean wildfire, the kind that jumps highways, the kind that moves faster than anyone expected, the kind that people are watching from miles away going, how did it get all the way over there already? That's what's happening with you right now. People who have never even been in the same room as you are talking about you. People who only know you through someone who knows someone who once spent like 40 minutes with you. They are forming entire opinions, full narratives. And here's the part that's going to blow your mind. Most of what they are saying, it's not what you think. It's bigger. It's stranger. And honestly, some of it is going to make your jaw drop. So stay with me because we are going all the way in today. I'm going to be 100% real with you. The noise is getting louder. It feels like a scandal is brewing, and honestly, it's exhausting. It's really exhausting. You've probably heard the whispers, but let's talk about the truth they are hiding. They are painting a picture of you that doesn't even exist. And I know if you feel like you are under a microscope right now, you are not alone. But here is where I need you to understand before we go any further. We are not just managing this. We are rising above it. And to do that, you have to stop seeing yourself as a target of a wildfire and start seeing yourself as the lighthouse in a storm. A wildfire is chaotic. It destroys everything in its path and is fueled by the winds of gossip. But the lighthouse, a lighthouse doesn't run around the beach trying to stop the storm or put out every small fire. It doesn't chase the wind. It stands tall, remains immovable, and simply shines its light. Your truth is the only signal that matters when the world gets this noisy and scandalous. This shift from being a victim of the fire to being a beacon of strength is how you reclaim your power. Let me paint you a picture. Right now, somewhere, someone is sitting across from a friend. Maybe it's a coffee, maybe it's lunch, maybe it's just two people in a car going nowhere fast. And your name comes up. Or maybe not even your name. Maybe it's just, that person I was telling you about. And then it starts. And the thing that's wild, the thing that I cannot stop thinking about, is that you might have no idea this is even happening. You might be going about your day, doing your thing, completely unaware that you are the topic of a conversation you were never invited to. Isn't that something? Because here is what I know about you. And I'm going to say this clearly so it lands. You have never been easy to figure out. Never. Even the people who have known you for years, they will tell you, hand on heart, that there are layers to you that I'm still discovering. You surprise people. You walk into a room and something shifts, not because you are trying to shift it. That's the thing that drives people crazy, absolutely crazy. It just happens. You carry something, a presence, an energy. Call it what you want, but people feel it. And when people feel something they cannot explain, they talk. Oh, they talk. And here is where it gets interesting. Because the rumors, and I want you to really hear this, the rumors are not just spreading, they are evolving. Every time the story gets passed from one person to the next, it picks up something new. A detail here, a theory there. Some people are saying things about you that are so far from the truth, it's almost funny. And some people are saying things that are so accurate it should be unsettling, like they somehow got access to a version of you that you only show when no one is looking. How? How do they know that? That's what we're going to get into. Because Spirit has been very, very loud about this, and I'm not going to hold back. The first thing, and this one hit me hard when it came through, is that people think you are different. Not different bad, different like rare. Like the kind of different that makes people lower their voice when they talk about you. Not because they are being shady, but because they are being relevant. They don't fully have the language for what you are. And that bothers them. People like to have the language. People like to be able to look at someone and go, oh yeah, I've seen that type before. I know exactly how this goes. But with you, they cannot do that. Every time they think they have you figured out, you do something, you say something, choose something, survive something. And that rewrites everything they thought they knew. And so the story keeps changing, the rumors keeps evolving. Because you keep becoming someone they didn't predict. And I want to pause here for a second because I need you to feel something. There are people in your life, people who may be drifted, people who you haven't spoken to in months or even years, who are still talking about you, not because they are obsessed, not because they have nothing else going on, but because you left a mark. You left a mark so specific, so real, that it didn't fade the way they expected it to. You know how sometimes you meet someone and after a while, the memory of them gets soft, gets general, gets easy to file away. That didn't happen with you. You stayed sharp in their memory, specific, like they can still hear the exact way you said a certain thing, like they can still feel the room when you walked out of it. That doesn't happen by accident. That is the signature of someone who is genuinely, deeply unforgettable. Now, let's talk about what people are really saying, because some of this is going to be a lot. Let's clear the air once and for all. I see you. I hear you. And I know how much this hurts. Social media loves a villain, but they are not ready for your side of the story. Here's the thing. People only throw stones at trees that bear fruit. I want to stop here. The reason you're under fire is because you are producing something in your life that others cannot access. There is a very specific group of people, and you probably already sense who they are, even if you haven't named it yet, who are talking about how you survived. And I don't mean survived casually. I mean they are out here in conversations, lowering their voices and saying things like, I don't know how they are still standing. Because they know what you went through. Maybe not all of it. You never told anyone all of it. But they know enough. And they know about the thing that happened. The thing that if it had happened to most people would not have come back from. Maybe it was a relationship that took more from you than you could afford to give. Maybe it was a loss so specific and so brutal that even now, on certain days, the weight of it still finds you. Maybe it was a moment of complete and total collapse, where everything you had built just fell, and you were standing in the rubble going, okay, now what? And you rebuilt without a blueprint. You rebuilt while people who caused the collapse were still in your orbit, still watching, still some of them waiting for you to not make it. And you made it. And they cannot stop talking about it. Someone is saying, and I'm hearing this so clearly right now, I would not have survived that. Someone is sitting somewhere looking back at what you went through, and they are genuinely in awe. Not the performative kind of awe, the quiet kind, the kind where you sit with it for a minute before you say anything, because you are still processing how it's even possible. That's the awe surrounding you right now. That's part of what's spreading. But here's where the lighthouse metaphor becomes your lifeline. Your character is your North Star. When everyone else has lost their way, while they are trying to navigate your life through the fog of their own insecurities, you must stay fixed. Don't let someone else's insecurity become your identity. The truth doesn't need to shout. It just needs to stay still. When the waves of gossip crash against you, you do not crumble. You absorb the impact and you shine brighter. This isn't just about rumors. It's about reclaiming your power. The power to define yourself, period. But here's where it gets complicated. And this is the part I really need you to stay with me for. Because not everyone talking about you is talking about you kindly. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that. There is someone, maybe more than one someone, who is not your fan, who looks at you and feels something uncomfortable that they haven't quite dealt with in themselves. And instead of dealing with it, they talk. They gab. They take that discomfort and they hand it off to someone else wrapped in a story about you. You know the type. They can't quite say why they don't like you. They just don't. Something about the way you carry yourself gets under their skin. Something about the way you have healed, the way you've stepped into yourself. The fact that you stopped making yourself small for people. All of that is like a mirror they do not want to look in. And so they talk, they spin, they try to make the mirror ugly so they don't have to see what's showing them. Here is the part that's genuinely unhinged. Are you ready? The people they are telling this stuff to are not buying it. Like they are sitting there listening to someone try to drag you, and instead of walking away thinking less of you, they are walking away thinking, this person sounds incredible actually. Because the story of you, even filtered through someone who doesn't like you, still sounds like the story of someone remarkable. That is how powerful your narrative is. Even your enemies are accidentally your publicists. Even the people trying to dim your light are accidentally spreading it. And I need you to let this land. Now, there is one rumor that I keep coming back to. One thing I keep hearing that sits differently than the rest. And it's this. People think you have some kind of ability to read them. Like deeply read them. Like you can walk into a room, have one conversation and come out of it knowing things about someone that they didn't consciously tell you. And people are genuinely unsettled by this. There is someone, maybe a few someones, who have spent time with you and walked away feeling like they accidentally revealed too much. Like they told you things they didn't mean to tell you. Not because you prayed, but because you asked, but because something about your presence made them feel like they already knew. Like you were already safe. Like the walls just came down before they even noticed. And now they are out here telling other people, be careful around them. They can read you. And they mean it as a warning. But here's the thing. To everyone listening to that warning, it sounds like a compliment. It sounds like this person is worth knowing. And that's the pattern with you, isn't it? Everything that someone tries to use against you ends up becoming evidence of how extraordinary you are. Your strength scares someone. Evidence. Your intuition unsettles someone. Evidence. Your ability to heal while they expected you to stay broken. Evidence. Every single thing they bring to the table as a criticism just ends up building the case for why you are not someone to underestimate. Ever. Ever. Let me tell you something that I want you to sit with for a while after this is over. There are people who have watched your life from close, from a distance, some from seats they were never supposed to have, and they have seen things in you that you haven't fully seen in yourself yet. Let me explain. gifts you haven't claimed, strength you've kind of normalized because you've had to use it so often, it just feels like breathing now. But it's not normal. What you carry is not normal. The way you move through hard things and come out of the other side still warm, still open, still willing to believe in something good. That is not something most people are capable of. And the people watching, they know. They are out there right now telling each other, there is something about you, about this person. I don't know what it is, but they are going somewhere. And they are right. You are going somewhere. The best chapters, and I mean this with everything I have, the best chapters of your story haven't been written yet. And people can feel that. That's why they cannot stop talking. There is also this, your glow up. Yeah. And I don't just mean the outside, although yeah. People are noticing that too. I mean the internal glow up. The one that started in the dark when no one was looking, when you were just quietly doing the work of becoming. People who knew you before and know you now, or have heard about you from people who knew you before, they are shaking their hands in the best way. Like, who is this person? Who is this person? Not because you've become unrecognizable, but because you've become so full of yourself that it almost looks like a transformation. It looks like a butterfly from a chrysalis situation. And someone who thought they had you pegged, who thought they knew exactly what your ceiling was, is right now realizing they never even saw your flaw. You've exceeded. Yeah, you have exceeded every low expectations anyone ever placed on you. And then kept going. Now here's the thing that ties all of this together. The thing that makes all these rumors make sense. And I want you to hear this clearly. People talk about what they cannot stop thinking about. Full stop. That's it. That's the whole explanation, actually. You are living rent-free in the minds of people who haven't earned that space. And the reason you are there is because you did something to them. You showed up them something. You cracked something open just by existing near them. Maybe it was hope. Maybe it was discomfort. Maybe it was both at the same time. That specific feeling of, I want what they have, and I'm not sure I'm brave enough to go get it. Whatever it was, you left a mark. And now the stories are spreading. And now the rumors are out of hand. And now people who have never even had a real conversation with you have built entire documentaries in their heads about who you are. And most of it is true. Not the distorted parts, not the parts that got twisted because someone needed to make themselves feel better, but the core of it, the part about your strength, your depth, your ability to read a room, your survival, your glow, your beautiful glow, your gifts, the way you inspire people without even trying, all of that. True. More true than even you allow yourself to believe on a hard day. So, here is what I want you to take from this. Stick with me. Because what I'm about to share will change how you see this scandal forever. The rumors are spreading. The conversations are happening. Your name is in people's mouth right now in ways you cannot fully control and probably would not fully predict. And you have a choice in how you carry that. You can let it make you self-conscious, or you can let it remind you of something you already know, but sometimes forget. You are not ordinary. You have never been ordinary. And the fact that people cannot stop talking about you is not a problem to solve. It's a reality to understand. It's the world trying to make sense of someone it has never quite encountered before. And the best thing you can do, keep becoming. Keep going deeper into who you actually are. Keep healing, keep building, keep showing up. Because every time you do, every time you take one more step, maybe a little step, toward the version of yourself that was always possible, the story about you gets bigger. The rumor gets louder. The wildfire spreads further. And maybe, just maybe, somewhere along the way, someone who needed to believe that surviving was possible, that healing was real, that starting over could work, that the dark was not the end of the story, they are going to hear about you. They are going to hear one of these rumors, and it's going to change something for them. You already have. More times than you know, more times than you've counted, more rooms than you were even in. That's why they are talking. That's the real scandal. Not that there is something wrong with you, but that there is something so undeniably, uncomplicatedly right with you that the world cannot contain it quietly. The rumors are spreading, and every single time, every single one of them is evidence of how much space you take up in this world. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. So, let the storm rage. Let the whisper grow. You are the lighthouse, and the lighthouse always wins. The light always wins. Light always wins.